Hello, hello, and welcome to the Aligned Soul Woo and the Do Business and Manifestation podcast. Today, I have a very special interview with Emma Bryson. This is from an IG live stream we did, and Emma Bryson is with the House of Social. Emma is a former sales and events manager who lost her job during COVID and ended up changing her entire life. She is now world renowned as a social media expert and business mentor who has created the House of Social Instagram with over 100,000 followers. She uses what she teaches to create a huge presence online and an agency that is the one to go to when you want to create a social media presence, market your product, and get it in the hands of thousands and thousands of people. You can find her at the House of Social on Instagram. And in this conversation, we are talking about Emma's history, how she got where she was, why launching, like why is it important? Because Emma has created this amazing resource called the Lucrative Launch. And it is a 175-page guide that takes you through step by step from the beginning of a launch. Like you have no product, you have nothing, you can start there all the way through to the post analytical review of the launch and looking at the hindsight and what worked and didn't. She's amazing. We're going to talk about how I'm using some of the information that she shares to create my 7-figure year that I discuss in Iconic, the premium course that is also a part of this online business bundle that we're talking about. Now, if you're listening to this after March 18th, I am so sorry because the bundle is gone. So if you're listening to this before March 18th, click the link in the show notes and get your bundle because it is so valuable and the women that are a part of this blow my mind. So I am really excited about this conversation. We had such a good time and enjoy.
How
Hello.
are you?
I am amazing. I'm excited that we are going to talk about lucrative launches today. I am welcoming Emma from the House of Social. And I read your story on your page, and I was just like, yes, 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 I see all of that. And I want you to share your story. Tell us where you've come from. And everyone that is watching, we are promoting an amazing, amazing, amazing resource called the Lucrative Launch, which is included in the online business bundle from Bundles That Benefit. And what we are doing is we are making available 31 amazing premium resources that you would have to pay $6,700 plus to gather together on your own. We are making this available to you for $100 just for the next couple of days. And so I'm welcoming Emma here so that she and I can talk about both of our contributions to this amazing, amazing.
Oh my
She's back.
God, I got kicked out. I don't know how I got kicked out. It was like, thank you for joining. And I was like, are we done? Is that it?
I gave you this epic introduction. It's going to be amazing. I'm going to have it on the podcast. So just listen to that on the podcast.
I was like, nodding along. And then it literally came up, you've been removed. Thank you for joining. And I was like, okay, thank you. We're done.
You're
That's
like,
2 minutes in.
we
That's all
broke
that
the
needs to be said.
internet. We broke the internet like we break launches.
It's like, we've said it all. They don't need to hear anymore. 2 minutes in, sold.
Right,
Check.
right.
We're
They're like,
done.
we're in. Give me the bundle. You can click in my bio or Emma's bio to get your bundle. All right. Emma, would you introduce yourself to everyone and tell us more about you?
I would love to. Thank you so much for having me. I have been binging your lives for the past couple of days. I've been so excited to join. But I am Emma from the House of Social, and I was living in Australia when COVID unfortunately hit. I lost my job, I had no savings, and I couldn't get a flight out of the country. So I was just paying out the nose for rent, for things that I needed in life, and I completely ran out of money. I was dead broke, and then I got deported. So I was like, oh, what a time to be alive. And then from my childhood bedroom, I was like, okay, something needs to change. There was no jobs going because it was a global pandemic. I have a degree in business and marketing. So I was like, let's see what we can do here to make like some side money, just to like get the wheels turning. And then very quickly I started getting in all these clients and I was like, okay, wait a minute. But I was at the time doing a bit of branding and marketing, but everyone was reaching out to me being like, I want your help with social media. I want your help with Instagram. I love your Instagram. So I was like, right,
It's
let's ditch the
beautiful.
branding.
It's it,
Let's move into the
oh,
socials.
it's beautiful. Check her Instagram out. I was just like,
But everyone was like, this is what you need to be doing. So I was like, the universe is telling me, clients are telling me, everything's pushing the right way. So started doing Instagram, and then everything just aligned. Everything just came together at the right time. And since then, we have now, I'm saying we because we're now an agency. I actually hired a brand designer, took me back to my roots. So we now offer a bit of a full service. So you can come to us for your branding, get your marketing done, and then transition everything into socials. And where I found so many people were struggling on social media was with launching, because they have all these great ideas of how to go from one to one to one to many. They've got all these great ideas for courses, memberships, products, but they have absolutely no idea how to bring that together, how to price it, what to name it, what to include, how much is too much that they're giving away in it, how much is enough, will people even care? And then once they've slapped all that together, how to sell it, how do I promote this, how do I do it in a way that sales come easily, sales feel good, sales are exciting, I'm not burnt out, I'm not anxious, and in a way that, let's say they open cart for a week, they're not 2 days in, nobody's bought, they panic, so they close down the cart. They're like, it's not worked, no one's buying, let's just pretend that never happened. That's 6 months of my life gone. Let's just, didn't happen, it's totally fine. So I was like, right, we need to do something about this, because everyone deserves to launch in a way that is exciting and fun and that makes them money and that lets them connect with their audience, so that they don't have, I mean, we've got things to do. We've got lives to live. We've got businesses to run. The last thing that you want to be worrying about is, will all this energy and effort I'm putting into my launch, will it even pay off? Will it work? I mean, you'll know that. You're the queen of courses.
yeah.
You're the queen of memberships. You're the queen of online resources. And the last thing you want to be worried about is, I've just put all my time and energy and effort into these and nobody's buying.
Exactly. When I looked at your lucrative launch resource, first of all, it's power packed. It's like 175 pages. It goes into, it has like a specific calendar. It helps you pick your actual product and know what to do. Like it's like a step by step by step
Yeah.
by step. And what I love about it is that it, for the person that gets overwhelmed, don't say, oh my God, there's so much for me to do in a launch. What you did was break it down by day, little tiny step by little tiny step, so that by the beginning of day one, all the way through to the end of the launch, they go from product creation to the post launch review. We used to call it hindsight when I was an executive with Victoria's Secret. We used to call it the hindsight. And that is something that people don't do. They don't do like the hindsight. They don't say, okay, what worked? What do I do again? So I loved the entire resource. And to say that people are going to be able to get this resource for $100 in addition to all of the things, including Iconic and like everything else, it's a phenomenal, this bundle. And I've done a few of them. This one is the best one that I've done so far.
It's funny because when they reached out to me and was like, hey, like we're doing this bundle, I was like, I might have been born at night, but it wasn't last night. Like, I don't believe you. Like, there's absolutely no way that this is real. And they were like, no, we're actually, and I was like, did I look like I'm a silly Billy? So I made them go through so many calls with me. It's such a shame. I put Nat and look through their paces. I was like, I want to call. I want proof. I want screenshots. I want to know this is real. And then as soon as I realized it was an actual legitimate resource, I was a bit shook. I was like, this is mad. First of all, we're all insane. Like, this is madness. But then I was kind of like, I know for a fact that there's so many insanely talented, creative, wonderful people that just can't afford to take that step to invest. And they're waiting for that right moment where they're like, I have more in savings, or it's not the kids' birthdays, or it's not Christmas, or there's not a financial thing coming up. So they don't want to invest, which is so understandable. And I feel like the biggest thing for this with me is just like giving back,
Yeah.
because it's giving people who don't have the financial resources, an opportunity to get, like, you're getting $7,000 worth of stuff.
Yes.
Like,
It's
this
it's
opportunity wouldn't be
Christmas.
available.
It's
It really is. It's like Christmas and birthdays and all the holidays wrapped into one. But for $100, like when I was starting out, I would have done bad things to get this.
yeah.
I would have done bad things.
Yes. And what's so cool about it is, like I said, I've had 20 plus years business experience. I know I look young. I'll be 48 next week. Um, so
You could sell your skincare secrets. Never
my
mind
mom,
Iconic. You could
my
just
mom
sell.
again.
You could just sell what you're putting on here. I would buy that. That'll
I
do.
would get it from my mama and my daddy because
Oh,
he looks good too.
phenomenal.
But been doing this for a long time, and what I love about this bundle is that you can use it even no matter what stage you are in your business. Because even though, like I said, 20-year executive, I've created over 500,000 brand. I've helped clients do 7 million. I can use this in their businesses. There's so many amazing things. There's a lot of different points. I'm always a consistent learner. And all of the people that I know that do really, really well, that work with me, that are entrepreneurs, they are lifetime learners. You can always learn from something.
Yeah.
So whether it's the faceless, the faceless marketing, I'm like, oh, that seems fun.
Yeah.
From AI, I learned a new thing about AI from Carr yesterday. I am the manifestation queen, and I was sitting with manifestation queen number one, Stephanie, yesterday. Learned some beautiful things. You can always learn. So if you're an eager beginner, if you are a trailblazer, if you've been an executive for 20 something years like me, this bundle still has something for you that's going to be worth above and beyond the $100 that you spent. You know what I want to do? I want to talk about, I created the course. It was called Iconic.
Tell
And
me.
in Iconic, I talk about three different stages: the soul, the body, the mind, and how I'm creating the 2.5 million or $10 million brand this year.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I talked about it, I broke it down, right, in little pieces. So the beginning talks about like my way of just nailing goal setting in a way that allows you to quantum leap, right? And then the second piece, we talked about bringing your brain on board, which is where we do the feminine planning and we say, okay, this is where I want to go. This is the blow my mind goal.
Love.
This is what if I have the offer suite that'll do that. Where your lucrative launch comes in is in the last part, which is the do part. It's the part where you're bringing your body in, you're embodying it, and you're taking the steps towards creating that big, big plan. So if you get the launch bundle and you do the immersion, which is $888, the iconic immersion, many hundreds of people went through it. They love it, right? If you do that, you would bring in this lucrative launch plan piece at that piece, because that's where you're deciding, okay, I have this offer suite. This is how I'm going to calendarize it. This is the launch that I'm doing. And now you'll have 30 days, like step by step by step by step, on how to do a lucrative, powerful launch. And you'll have the energetics and all of the manifestation piece that's going to like blow that launch out of the water too. So I just, it's so good.
I think that's why this bundle, I was saying this recently. I was like, I've honestly not seen anything like this, because when people are like, right, what's the next step? What do I do? You have a sector of Instagram that's like, it has to be mindset. It has to be mindset, like mindset. You'll have another sector that's like, it has to be strategy. It has to be strategy. And then with this bundle, it's honest, like, it's everything. Like, it's literally like, if they jump into Iconic, they are doing all the steps to empower themselves to be like, right, this is who I'm, not who I want to be, this is who I'm gonna be, and this is just how we're getting there. Like the 15-second story strategy from Mallory, I think that knocked me out of my chair. I feel like that alone, but there's just so much that people can get from this, so that if they're like, I have all the strategy but I'm not making sales, that's a mindset block. There's something in there that can help you with that. If they're like, I really want to be a 7-figure earner, but I don't know if that, they straight to you. They're going to go straight to you, and they're going to figure out what it is that's stopping them from feeling aligned to that person. When they're ready to launch, they can come straight over to me. Like, it's the sort of thing that they couldn't do overnight. Like, they're going to open it up and they're going to be like, like, they're going to open it up and they're going to be like, this is insane, and they're going to get the chance to go through it and be like, great, this is where I need support right now, and they're getting to be in this space and in the energy of people like, honestly, I'm not trying to fight. I have such a girl crush on all of you. Like, I see when I saw the list of everyone that was in it, I was like, I did not belong with these women. Like, I was like, I'm the imposter. It's me. Like, these are like the women in this blew me away. And I think one of the biggest, most beautiful things that I've taken from this is we all started from like don't like nothing. We all started in a place where someone might be now, and if we hadn't have just been like, okay, I'm just going to go for it, we wouldn't be having this conversation now. We wouldn't be part of this bundle now. We wouldn't be changing lives of people that we've worked with now. Like, it's just, I just love that we've all come together and we're all just getting to offer that to other women, to other business owners who are maybe just a little bit nervous,
Yes.
or they're feeling like giving up, or they feel like they've hit a rut. As you were saying, they might have been doing this for 20 years and they just feel like they've hit a bit of a ceiling, but there's always a chance to upskill. Like, I feel every single day, I know people say every day is a school day, but there really is a chance to learn something new every day. And the social media landscape changes so much daily. Like, they're just throwing shit at us. They're like, now you need to fucking do carousels that fit in with reels. They're just like chucking shit and seeing what we can get. And there's always a chance to learn from other people and to be in other people's spaces. And I think that's one of my favorite things, is that like every day I get to meet someone. Like, when would we have met? Well,
That's why I love like every single woman. The reason why we're all so successful too is that we're about community. Everyone reached out to each other. Hi, how are you? I love to see your thing. There's no like absolutely no ego. There's no competition. It really is about let's get together. Let's talk about your amazing thing. Let's talk about your amazing gift. Let's talk about this thing. It's such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful opportunity. And what I always say in my masterminds and to all of my clients, I'm like, you need to get in the room with people who are doing bigger than you or doing more than you so that you can see what's possible and it becomes the norm. And those of you who are like, you're not in the space to drop $20,000 on a mastermind or something like that, this is a way for you to start creating a Netflix of successful people who have done the things that you want to do, and they can show you exactly how, so you don't make those mistakes. And so there's no excuse not to say, okay, I can invest $100 in me, because that's what you're doing. You're investing $100 in you, in your dream, and saying, this is what gets to happen for me. I want to learn about lucrative launches. I'm going to do this. I want to feel iconic. I'm going to do this. I'm going to, do the 15-second reel. That I'm going to do this. There's always something in here. And those of you who do get it, what you get to do is implement it. Don't feel like I have to go to all 31 programs and I have to do all 31
yeah,
things. Pick the specific thing that you know you would like to work on. Take two programs at the most, maybe even three, and say, okay, these are the three that I know I'm going to go through, I'm going to finish. These are the ones that I'm going to implement. Because if you don't implement it, then you've not done anything. So go through, pick three of them and say, okay, I know I want lucrative launches. I know I want to create a 7-figure business. I know I would love to get my alignment right, and I need to know how to do quick reels. Okay, well, we've got a course for every single one of those there. You download those, and then step by step go through it and actually implement it, because there is no way that you can't be successful. You've got all of the secrets handed to you in this
on a
beautiful,
plate.
beautiful thing
Like,
on a plate.
here's plate. And when's the last time you spent $100? Like, I could spend that. I could spend that, like honestly, on things
Dinner
that I don't
probably
need,
last night,
on
maybe.
things that maybe like make me feel a little bit better in the moment. Maybe I'm getting a little skincare, a little makeup. But long term, I can't remember the last time I spent $100 on something that had the return of like the return on investment of $7,000 worth of stuff. I can't remember the last time I spent $100 and I was like blown away. I was like, wow, that's the best $100 I've ever spent. Like, we can all spend like, that's £70 in the UK. That's a Saturday night dinner. That's a
Yes.
pair of shoes. That's something that maybe you don't need. But this isn't even a want, I feel like this is a need for anyone in the business space who is like, right, I'm ready. And I'm ready to stop treating my business like a little side hustle. And I'm ready to stop treating my business like it's just going to grow itself, like someone's going to come in and fix it for me.
Like
And
it's
I'm
an
ready to stop.
option. It's
Yes.
not an option.
And you're ready to stop blaming the algorithm and blaming other people, or looking, like you were saying, getting in the room with people, and rather than looking at them and be like, I'm so jealous, or maybe they had help, or maybe they had different circumstances to me, rather than that, look at them and be like, great, she's done that, I can do it too.
Yes.
She's done that, that's where I'm getting to. That's my next step. Because we've all come from vastly different backgrounds, vastly different experiences, but it really doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's just about what you're putting into it. And I totally appreciate that some people might be like, I don't have time, like I'm a mum, I'm working, I'm doing my business. That's the beauty of this bundle. It's lifetime access.
Yeah.
Like you get it now, and you just do what you can manage. But this sort of opportunity to work with this sort of bundle, like this is it.
This is
like
it.
when Sunday rolls around, that's it.
It's gone. And I always get the messages like, can I still do it? Blah, blah, blah. No, 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 no. So Christine, Charlene, Sue, all of you, if you want this bundle, you get to go in and get it now so that you don't forget and then start jumping in. One thing I want to point out too, I want to bring out your story, because the fact that you said, I learned so much about this real strategy, this 15-minute thing, and you've already created this massive, amazing audience on Instagram, over 100,000 followers, a very active, engaged audience. Congratulations. But I love the fact that you're a lifetime learner. So when you're talking to us, like you have this lucrative launch formula, you even talked about some things that they can do on Instagram. If you don't get this and learn from somebody who's created $100,000 follower, you are crazy. But what is one of the key things that you did to create this massive, beautiful audience that just loves you?
Oh, thank you. I'm like, oh my god, I'm blushing. I think probably the biggest thing is just really listening to the people that are following along. Like after a certain point, I was like, I'm just chasing numbers. I'm just chasing followers. I'm so like almost burnt out from looking at that follower count and being like, I need. And I started being like, this is so toxic. And I started really speaking to the people that were already there and that had already been in my space, and they were excited to hear what I had to say, and they were DMing me and they were engaging and they were commenting. And I was like, why am I ignoring these lovely people to chase someone who doesn't even know about me yet? And I started really nurturing the people that were in there, and from that alone, the word of mouth of people who'd be like, you need to follow this person, she's so fun. And I think really just letting go of any concept of professionalism. Like I show up in pajamas, I show up mostly with my dog Bagel. I just love the fact that I just get to be me, and I think that resonates with a lot of people, because I'm not putting on any sort of airs and graces to be something that I'm not. I'm just showing up very much as myself, showing what I have to offer. And that's like, it's not pushy, it's just an exchange. Like I love working with people. That's it. I love what I do. I love helping people. And I think when you really tap into that for your own Instagram, people are so magnetized because they see you as a person and not just as someone trying to sell to them. And that makes them want to buy from you, because they're like, I know her. I feel like I really trust her. I feel, and that's the whole thing. I only want people to buy from me if they're comfortable. If it's not an enthusiastic yes, it's a no. Like I want people to be like, love her, let's do it. Because otherwise, I don't know, I feel like business that doesn't do that is just so dry. And like
It's
people
transactional.
yeah, that's the word. And people get really bored, and they like, think about the last time you followed an Instagram account, business or not. Like, why did you follow them? It's not because they were like 2 for 1 offer, this is my sale, like buy from me. You're following them probably because you found them funny or interesting, or you connected to their emotional story. Like I've had so many people who said to me, oh, I didn't realize that like you didn't come from money, like I didn't realize that you've built this up like from nothing. Like people are always like, oh, I assumed you came from money. And I'm like, girl, no, like we came from nada. Like
You're like, I got deported.
like we've not started with, we started in debt. Yeah. But I feel like I could very easily come on and pretend to be someone else who's like going to Bora Bora like 20 times a year, and I'm like doing all these things. Like it's just not me. Like my whole thing is I just want to help people, and I think that magnetized people to my account because it just like when you when you stop trying, so to speak, when you just allow yourself to be you, it just flows and people connect with that, or they don't. I'm not everyone's cup of tea, and that's fine. Not everyone drinks tea, but if I'm not your cup of tea, that's fine.
Right.
Like there's someone
Someone else
else
will
out
be.
there, and there's someone else out there that you will love, and you will
Yes.
love their content, so you will follow them. And
Yes.
I think that is what I find the most on Instagram. I think people are on Instagram as well because they want to escape. Like they're not coming on Instagram to be every page to be sold to. They're here to escape. They're here to learn. They're here for some fun. They're here to connect. Give them that.
Yes. No, I
Like,
love that. And I love the, because I'm the woo and the do, right? And the biggest piece that I take from that is what I tell my customers and clients every single day. Appreciate where you are, be excited for the more,
yeah,
but love on those people that are there. I always want to, I call it flip flop slaps. Anyone that comes to me and they're like, only one person bought, I'm like, you treat that one person like they're 1,000. You show up and give this live stream or whatever you're going to do as if you're talking to the millions in a stadium. I said, because it's not only one, it's one person that said, yes, I believe in you and I believe you have the answer for me. So thank you so much. Let me go. And
100%.
that is so important. And that's how you built it because you loved on each and every person that was there and you were your unique self. You were like, I'm just going to be me. I'm going to do the things that I want to do, dress how I want to dress, say what I want to say. And that's when people are like, wow, there's something here. I want to be like that. Like I want to be original and loving and kind, and that's how you do it. So I hate also 200 jail. Oh, only 100 views. Oh, only 100
I
people.
know.
You entitled little piece of 100 people just said looked at your thing. 100 people.
100
Where else?
people.
When else? Before, even if I think about, I started so long ago, like 2013 or something like that. We didn't have reels and we didn't have all of that stuff. And you had like 3 people like your post, and you were like, right?
Absolutely.
And then we get spoiled because all these people, this viral and this viral. It's not about virality. It's not about that. It's about loving on each and every one of those 100 people or the 200 people, giving them something that they relate to, giving, letting them see that you either have the answer for them or you are there to care about them. And when you do that,
Well, that's
that's when you're
why
going
I
to
love your
grow.
page as well, though. Like when you go onto your account, you really know, I know straight away who you are, what you do, and that consistency only comes from you just being you just being your most authentic self, you going in there knowing exactly who you are, who you're going to help. There's no like, oh maybe no, you're like, I will help you, this is how I'll help you, get on board or like get off the train. Like your Instagram is just so like personality packed. And then when I was looking in Iconic, when I've been looking on your website, that consistency is all the way through. So I feel like obviously right now we're talking, I was like, I know exactly who she's going to be, I know exactly like what I'm getting. And I feel like if we were to go to the bar and like get drunk, I'd be like, yeah, this is exactly who I expected. Like there's no disconnect because you are just so authentically yourself that it makes sense. And then when people come into your space, they join your course, they join Iconic, they join any of the beautiful offers that you have, they they get what they know, what they're getting. There won't ever be a point where they're like, oh, I didn't know, because your energy in your space, it just makes so much sense for everyone. So when someone buys from you, they're like, this is the right decision for me, I know exactly what I'm getting. And then they get results and they're like, great. Like that process was so seamless because they knew from the get-go, they knew from landing on your page, great, this is exactly what's going to happen, and there's no disconnect there. But if you show up on Instagram super like in one type box, and then your courses are a different kettle of fish, and then in person you're actually really rowdy, like it just doesn't make sense. So I think just be you
I
know
love it. Be you. Be you. Oh my God. Okay. I could talk to you all day, all day, all day. And I know I promised that we get to make this short so that, and I'm going to put this on my podcast. So I'm super excited about that. But this was such a beautiful conversation. And if you have not jumped into the bundle, eh, what are you waiting for? Go
What are you doing?
into Emma's the House of Social, go into her link in bio, go into my link in bio. We don't care where you get it from, just
Just
get
get
it. Download the Lucrative launch.
you
Yes, and download Iconic. And then there's a whole bunch of other good stuff. 15-second, was it goes 15
15
second.
second strategy
Yes.
for stories.
50-second strategy.
Beautiful.
You go to Elevate. There's so many. There's the fast forward your IG with AI.
Yeah.
It's just so much good stuff that you get to pick up. And it's such an honor. And I loved it. We have to stay connected because I love your vibe. Next time I'm in the UK, we got to go to the pub
Yes.
and get it. Get our drinks on. I love the UK. I spent a lot of time there opening all the
Excellent.
Victoria's Secret stores. Actually, when I was with Victoria's Secret, we opened all the stores right after the Olympics in
Yeah.
Stratford. And
Yeah.
so New Bond Street, that was my place to hang. Um,
Well, I'll see you there.
yes, so I will be there. So thank you so much for being here. And definitely we will connect again. And thank you.
Amazing. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.